offense throughout the game. Philly, they punch back, especially on special teams, but guys like Zach Mans were the difference maker.
Oh, certainly. Robert Church had himself a big game, so he's certainly going to be missed here tonight. But Philly, since they moved back to Philadelphia, they're 0-4 against the Saskatchewan Rush, of course, meeting last year. But fun fact, it's been over 2,000 days since Philadelphia's been here in Saskatoon. And if you're the Wings, you're feeling good. 3 guys on the graphic you're looking at right now in the lineup tonight.
Between the pipes for Philly this evening will be Nick Day-Mood. The pride of Pelham, Ontario's 2-1 record, 12.59 goals against average, and a 7.65 save percentage. Across the floor from him, it's Frank Scigliano for the Saskatchewan Rush. The Coquitlam product, 3-0 on the season, has an 8.94 goals against average and an 8.09 save percentage. At the face-off dot, Tyler Burton gets the call for Philly. Burton lives in Calgary now, going up against Jake Naso. Ref is ready, ball is down, and we are underway on Co-op Field. Naso with the face-off win, and Jarrett Smith is stripped of the ball. Back the other way goes Scott Dominic. Philly hasn't been here in over 2,000 days. The Rush, these two teams met last season, though, and as you saw, it was a high-scoring affair. Look to the offenses in this one. We'll get to your starters, scratches, and more as we roll along. Offense will run through Brennan O'Neill, former first overall pick, drives inside, and a kick save is made by Frank Scigliano. Rebound grabbed by Mitch Jones. As Sam LeClaire up top, they'll swing it around through Rezataritz and Caputo. O'Neill back over to the far side of the floor, defended by Jake Boudreau. 15 on the shot clock. Garland now as LeClaire makes the pass. Jones swings it inside. Check made. Scigliano's got to make his second save of the game, and Mike Messenger throws an outlet pass up for Jake Boudreau. He'll pull up and wait for some help on the floor. Saskatchewan going to scratch Matt Accioni and Keegan Bell in this one. Also without Robert Church, Austin Shanks, and Adam Jake, as John Fraser mentioned in the pregame show. Brock Haley with the rock right now. He'll go far side, trying to pull it back across the body. It misses the mark, and that'll be over and back on Saskatchewan. Running in transition. Looked like Ryan Wagner wanted to go, but now he'll slow it down. Philly scratching Dalton Young and Jordan Sturris in this one. Offense back on the floor. We played 90 seconds. No goals to tell you about. Mitch Jones, a little back pedal. Got around a pick. Flip inside. Reardon's all alone, and he's robbed by Scigliano. Big punch with the right hand.
Huge for Scigliano to come out strong in this game as the Rush are banged up and ill. Fun fact, the 3 right-handers on the Rush offense, Cody, a combined 37 games experience. So a hot start from some of the veterans, including guys like Scigliano, is going to be essential if they want to move their record against Philly to 5-0.
Couple of turnovers early for Saskatchewan. Again, a very young lineup as Caputo almost had a free lane to the net. Hossack got there late, and he took away his lane. Ball comes up top for Brennan O'Neill. Little swim move on McClellan. Hard pick got set. He'll scoop this one back for Reardon. Katoni slings it all the way across, and Jake Boudreau soaks one on the back.
Love seeing Connor McClellan back out here. He missed the first 3 games of the season. That Rush defense against this Philly offense needs all hands on deck, and McClellan's going to make a difference.
Clark Walter, second game of the year for him, slings it over to Mike Triolo. Had 2 a week ago against Rochester. Finds Levi Anderson, cut move inside, trying to go 5-hole save is made. Zach Mans airborne, denied by Day-Mood as well.
Love the little move there by Levi Anderson in his first year at Calgary, showing off some pro-level moves for the rookie.
The Wings offense averaging over 16 goals per game.
Is that good?
Yeah, they're coming off of a couple of big wins over Las Vegas. Little swim move. Now ball's up top for Reardon. Goes off of his stick and into the Saskatchewan Rush bench. Isaac flipped it out with the hand, and unfortunately you can't pass it to your teammates. And Mike Messenger, they'll say, hey, we got to slow down and get this one reset.
He just wants to keep the game going. He wants to keep the fans happy and getting them home before bedtime, Cody.
Ryan Keenan, slow start to the season. A goal and 3 assists for the captain, but they'll look for him in a bigger role this evening. Keenan up top, flips it over to Zawada. Zawada now down to the corner. Anderson inside. Keenan was there, and it just bounces past him.
One thing with Keenan with the slow start, notice today after shoot-around, Cody, Keenan stayed out there as long as he could till the Philly players are walking on, working on his own game. He knows this is not the start that's been expected out of the captain.
Yeah, he's a true pro, not overly surprised. He'll find his game. He had 90 points last season. Mitch Jones gets the offense moving. Another outside shot got stopped by Shiliano. Loose ball is still free, and Connor McClelland will scoop it up. Came off of a hand injury here. It's his first game of the season, and he finds Matt Hosek.
That Philly offense so dangerous because they're going to shoot from anywhere. They can shoot accurately from anywhere. Watch the last 2 games against Vegas. They were burying from outside on some good goaltenders.
Walter finds Mance. He'll go over to Haley. Long shot. That's a left pad stop for Dave Mood. Rebound was grabbed by Anderson. Ran himself into some trouble in the boards. And then he got help from Mike Triolo, who found himself on the other side of the floor. Haley again. He'll go to the middle. Rookie of the week last week. Second time this season. Anderson trying to go short side. Looking up top, but he misses the mark. Triolo now caught back on defense. We'll see if he gets a change here. Jones has it. 10:09 left to go in the first quarter. 20 on the shot clock for Philly to work with. They're out shooting the rush 4-3. Garland will have to defend Reziterance. Jones up top. Has Catoni there. Little flip on the inside. Jared Smith got back and got his stick in the way, and they'll work down this shot clock here. Garland's going to wind it down. Shiliano says, hey, let's get to our media timeout. Happy where they're at. Level ground so far. Both goaltenders perfect through 5 minutes and 14 seconds. We're back after the break in Saskatchewan.
This isn't just a game. It's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
We're here to sweat the details, to test and retest. Because when you're known for speed and reliability inside, you need to deliver speed and reliability outside, in all kinds of weather, all year round. Because if it can handle all of this, it can definitely handle this. Introducing Aero Outdoor 7. Aero, the way Wi-Fi should be.
Welcome back to Co-op Field in SaskTel Center. The name Robert Church is synonymous with the Saskatchewan Rush. He's been with the team since 2013, but he's been out since December 14th with a lower body injury. And when you're missing a player like that, you're not just missing points, you're missing leadership as well. Co-head coach Jimmy Quinlan told me it's not so much a vocal leadership, it's a leadership in the way that Church would carry himself. If the team needed a play, he'd go out and get it. So now they're looking to players like Mans, and as you can imagine, with Shanks out, they're going to be looking to rookies Josh Wada and Brock Haley to step in as well, guys.
Thanks, Heather. Brock Haley, of course, 2-time winner of the Rookie of the Week award, sitting with 11 points on the season. As I mentioned early on, 37 games of experience for the righties tonight, 33 of those from Mike Triolo.
Well, it's the lefties who will roll with the offense. Keenan slings it around. Brock Haley works it up top. Pass got deflected. It's back in the corner. Keenan's going to scoop it up, though. Pinned into the boards, got the loose ball back as Liam Patton's all over him. 7 on the shot clock here. Anderson's going to try to reach in. Philly's happy to kill some clock here as there's only a couple of seconds left before that gets reset.
That Philly defense plays very aggressively. They don't give you a lot of time to make a decision. They had Vegas in a tizzy their last game, basically the whole game. I know it was high scoring, but those guys, there were some frustrated Vegas players if you're watching the tape.
Well, their coaches like to play at a high pace as Blaze Reardon trying to flip this one up from behind the net. Catoni's got it on the back pedal. Reardon flips it one more. Jones far side. He had Shiliano down, but Shiliano got it with that right elbow.
Almost looking like a goaltender making a blocker save out of the butterfly. Frank Shiliano, solid start tonight. With the way Philly's able to move the ball, we wanted to make sure that he came off to a great start.
Mans will now peel back here. Had a two-man game with Walter. Got his own pass right back. Trying to cut to the middle. He'll spin down low. Into the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Finds Triolo in the middle, and he is stripped of the ball. A great defense there by Mike McCannell.
Yeah, hard to take the ball off of a guy who's 6'7", but McCannell does exactly that. The Rush's best chance broken up by an aggressive Philly defense.
Now an error there. Sam LeClaire couldn't handle it. Barnable tried to pick it up. He's not exactly thrilled with the reset he'll get. But the offense will jump on the floor for Saskatchewan, averaging 11 goals a game. That's good for 9th in the NLL, but the number that matters is the 3-0 record they've got going so far. Turnover forced by Scott Dominey, and he wants to run. Flips it back for Jones, and he pounds one into the logo of Frank Chiliano. And here goes Levi Anderson, the St. Joe's product. Anderson, a 2-on-1, trying to feed Boudreau, and I believe Patton got his stick in the way.
It looks like it. He had a clean opportunity for a second to find him. Great job by Patton.
Ryan Keenan gets the reset. Still 15 on the shot clock. Keenan now trying to go high to the 5-hole. And a good stop there by Nick Damoud. Keenan, of course, last year, first 3 games, he had 17 points. Now, I'm not saying you got to have that, but where he's at right now, he knows he can be better, and I look to him to have an up game here against Philly. Wings offense finds a way inside. Caputo took the feed, but he couldn't handle it cleanly, and it rolls into the Rush crease.
Well, Keenan and those Rush lefties, I think, Cody, are going to have a big one. We like the talent of the young guys for the Rush righties, but again, just no experience on that side tonight.
Clark Walter with it, a career-high 20 goals for him last season. Walter finds Triolo. He'll get running downhill here. 8 on the shot clock. Spin move inside. Triolo scores! Pound to your chest, Saskatchewan. Mike Triolo draws first blood.
When Mike Triolo gets leverage on any defender, they're going to have a hard time. You saw Pat do it a couple times, able to force the ball out of Triolo's stick, but this time he gets behind his man. Just a nice little fake on the give and go here. Spin move like he's Dwight Schrute, goes horizontal over the shoulder of Nick Damoud. Triolo, when he goes horizontal, that's a 6'7" man. Little push off there, maybe got away with one there on fair, but Triolo opens the scoring here at the SaskTel Center.
Talked to him on the Rush Hour podcast a little earlier. He said, hey, watch back every one of my goals. Someone else is doing something to help me out on that one. Look at Brock Haley when you watch the replay, kids. Always be crashing and banging. It opens up opportunities for your teammates. And Mike Triolo has his 3rd of the season. Jake Naso now took a healthy cross-check in the back of the head. His helmet comes off, but the Rush win the face-off battle. Naso 25 for 30 last weekend against Rochester.
Man is a master of his craft and just angry when he gets to the face-off dot.
Ryan Keenan early one. Damoud makes a save. Mans has the loose ball. He was 2nd for Rush forwards last season in loose balls. Over to Josh Zawada. Short side, scores! Paint the top corner green. Josh Zawada has his 2nd in a Rush jersey.
In just his 2nd game, the rookie goes top shelf on Nick Damoud. Now, here's something interesting I picked up, Cody. I'm no goaltending expert, nor do I pretend to play one on television. But Damoud, you can see here, deep in his net. He was caught that way a few times against the Desert Dogs last week. You can see it here. He's moving early. He's giving up some net. And a guy with the talent of Josh Zawada is not going to miss that. You could tell Damoud a little shaken up, playing a little deep, giving that spot for Zawada to bury.
Mike Triolo runs in there, sets the pick, opens up the space, and that just allows a rookie like Josh Zawada, 1 of 4 for the Rush playing in this game, the opportunity to pull one short side. Here's Levi Anderson, 2023 first-round pick by the Rush, a Calgary kid, now playing a province over. Walter sets the pick. Anderson swim move inside, just misses. Walter on the rebound, denied by Damoud. Rebounds fair game, and Zach Mance runs in there and gets it. Now he's looking for some help.
3 Philly defenders there. They got to be better.
Air Mans through the middle, and he scores! Off Damoud, off Mans and in, but they're going to blow this one down. And with mixed signals, that means automatic review. We might as well head up to the command center.
Well, and here I was waiting to make reference to the great chocolate brown blazer that head coach Jimmy Quinlan is wearing tonight. we get a look at it here. We are going to have the automatic review with.
On the goal, no goal, players under automatic review.
So it's under automatic review for folks at home because the ref on the far side of the floor said, hey, that looks like a good goal to me. The one on the near side of the floor said, I don't like it, I'm calling it off, right? And so now this gives them the opportunity to get a better look at it, and I don't mind it. I think it's one of the better things the National Lacrosse League does because then, you know, you're getting the call right.
Well, and that's exactly it, Cody. The minute you've got a disagreement, and both our officials were right on it. I think one was saying, the near side one was saying that Mans touched down before the ball went behind Daymud. So you're going to see it here. He goes air Mans as you described it. I love that. Looks like it's going to go over the shoulder of Daymud. Now, where is it before he lands is the question. It does look like, unless Zach's got his glove down, that it looks like it's behind Nick Daymud before he goes down. So from the overhead, we don't get a look at where Mans' glove is, because if his glove comes down, then it's not going to count. But I believe this should be a good goal as you're getting a look at what we're seeing in-house right now. So you've got the release there, foot there, and it looks like the ball is behind Nick Daymud at that point. I was worried about glove, and it's instead his left foot I got to worry about. So they're now just syncing up the two looks. You're getting a great job here by our production staff to see what's going on here with the replay reviews, the same ones we're seeing here at SaskTel Center. Now, that one's going to be tough. Now, remember, call on the floor was mixed, so
you need conclusive evidence for it to count.
Exactly.
Looks like we've got a decision.
After review, the player touches in the crease prior to the ball, completely crossing the goal, and we have no goal.
Fans here don't like it, but I think that's the correct call when you get a good look. Jimmy Quinlan with the great coach face there of, I don't know about that one, but hey, the replay officials, we had all the angles here. A good look, but still that opportunity there, Cody. You had 3 Philly defenders and nobody picking up Zach Mans of that missed ball coming off these lively boards here at SaskTel Center. I know they haven't been here in 2,000 days, but they got to adapt to that quick because the Rush use it to their advantage.
Now the Wings look for a swing in the goal column. Brennan O'Neill far side, bounces it wide. Jake Boudreau gets up there with the paddle and he bats one for Hossack.
O'Neill, one of the highest shooting percentages in the league this year. If he's got an open look, he usually buries.
Hossack hands it off to Ryan Keenan. Keenan will wait for some help on the floor. Finds Triolo on the inside, trying to go pull it back, but he hits Daymud in the glove. And Zawada battling for a loose ball. It's brought up by Alex Pace. One of a few Brock products on this Wings squad, coached by Ian Rubel and Tracy Koluski. Barnable is going to just defend on the far side. Leclerc comes in and sets the pick. Jones will walk it to the middle. McClellan now has to get up on the offense. Chiliano makes a stop, and it's grabbed by Barnable. He'll run this one up the floor. Rush do have 3 there, but Walter, he'll drive and cut down low. Clark Walter to the net, and he's denied by Daymud. That's a big stop right there for Nick Daymud, because I know it's early in game, but you don't want to see that deficit stretch too much. But Josh Zawada, the Raleigh, North Carolina product, has the latest for the Rush. They're up 2-0.
Welcome back to Co-op Field in SaskTel Center. Well, if you want to grab yourself a handful of pro lacrosse players, You only have to head over to one prestigious university in North Carolina. Tonight on the floor, we got 3 members from the 2024 Duke University team. We've got goal scorer for the Rush, Josh Wada, as well as Jake Naso. And on the other side of the floor, Brennan O'Neill. But for Naso and O'Neill, this relationship goes a lot deeper than Duke. They went to high school together. They did travel team together. They both still actually are doing some work for Duke University. I found out they still live together, which Naso said, going against your roommate, it's a little weird, but it's a lot of fun too, guys.
Well, they're also going head-to-head in their fantasy football finals this weekend here, so I'm sure there's a couple of times they're checking their phone at the airport as Holden Garlett forces the turnover, and the Rush will head north here on Co-op Field. 4:05 left to go, quarter number 1. It's Cody Janes and John Fraser, Heather Morrison with you this evening. Levi Anderson has the rock, a goal and 4 assists for the rookie this season. Sat out night 1, and he's been great ever since. Brock Haley zips one over to Ryan Keenan. Rush have 6 players with points already in this contest. Here's Anderson looking to spin down low. He's on his backhand as the shot clock expires. Couldn't get anything on goal. Good defense there by Liam Patton.
Great defense there by Patton. He's been all over these Rush forwards early on. A little bit of a rookie mistake there. Anderson's got to know where that shot clock's at.
Joe Rezza-Terrence coming into the weekend. He was leading the league in points as Frank Chiliano. A big stop there on Caputo, and Bobby Kidd the third checks in. Up for Ryan Barnable. PK3 playing in his first game of the season. As Barnable there, who scored his first of the year against Rochester a week ago inside Blue Cross Arena. Now it's Zach Mance. Over to Brock Haley, trying to go far side. Daymud, a big kick, and that rebound came shooting out. Could be transition the other way. McCannell has it. Haley good on the back check. Took away that opportunity for a second, and then Ryan Keenan lowers the hip check in the slot.
The captain stuck out there on defense, showing he's a great two-way player. And maybe a great hockey player with that kind of hip check.
Pace rips it down low. Rezza-Terrence will go for a run. Boudreau won't get beat by the swim move. Shot goes short side. Chiliano was going the wrong way, but that went off the post. Reset comes for Philly. Their offense can regroup. Mitch Jones, 23 points this year for the Northern Michigan product. Back for Katoni. All the way across the floor. Chiliano got there in time, and he denies Rezza-Terrence. Now Rezza-Terrence to go crease bound, and he's denied by Chiliano one more time. He's got his 10th save of the game, and here goes Jake Boudreau. The Green Machine charges forward, and Boudreau decides, hey, I'm not going to take this shot. Didn't exactly love the look. He's got a goal this year, and Boudreau can stay and play, too. He's got the green light whenever. He scored 9 times last year, but he opts to hand it off to the offense. Keenan for Triolo. Triolo was looking past. Now he might try shot. Double team comes. Kicks it up to Zawada, but there's a second on the shot clock, and Levi Anderson wisely dumps this one down in the corner.
This time he was aware where that clock was at and got it to where you need to do on the reset there. Interesting here, Cody. That was back-to-back sets that a Rush forward was stuck out on D. Keenan first, he showed up, and Zach Mans got beat badly by Joe Rezza-Terrence.
O'Neill's going to drive inside, and he scores. A highlight reel goal for the rookie, and Brennan O'Neill has the wings on the board.
His 8th of the year, pure athleticism to fly through the air, turns on the Jets. Again, we've been talking a lot about the Rush rookies. O'Neill, he's joining in on that fun as he blows by the veteran defender, Matt Hossack, one of the best in the league, and goes back to the short side on Frank Chiliano. Always tough when guys go airborne and are able to pull it back to that near side. You're kind of preparing as a goaltender to come and take away that wayside, but O'Neill showing right there why he's got the chops to get 8 in the league so far this year.
The Bayshore, New York product has made his presence felt. As you see Jake Naso, former high school classmates. Naso gets called on the face-off violation, his first loss of the quarter, and it will be Wings possession. Down by 1 now with $1:15 to go in the first. Out of the corner, Rezza-Terrence will set the pick. Little inside feed, and Jones buries. Back tied at 2 is Mitch Jones with the catch and release in the slot.
Now that escalated quickly. 2 quick goals back-to-back by Philly, and both off the same thing. I know this is a team that loves shooting outside, but they're also a team that can get down and dirty if that's what you're going to give to them here. As you watch Jones just spring past Holden Garland and beat Frank Chiliano all in one fell swoop. The rush D there so focused on keeping these guys to the outside that they kind of forgot about Jones slipping in there. And Mitch Jones, one of the league leaders in points so far this year, with his 8th of the season. That'll put him up to 24 points. And a great athletic play there and a bit of a breakdown there by the rush D.
Naso with the face-off win, and he's going to run it inside, and he scores! Welcome to Saskatchewan. Jake Naso has his first in a rush sweater.
The man is quickly becoming a fan favorite here in Saskatchewan. He's given them the best true face-off man they've had. His ability to pop it up and go for a run. I didn't know he had these kind of offensive chops. Saw him working on it in a shoot-around this morning. He was getting some tips from head coach Jimmy Quinlan, and it looks like he took that advice to heart as he buries and stops the Philly run.
Fan favorite he has quickly become. Jake Naso, he can keep that ball. He's got one in green and his 4th face-off win of the game to go with it.
When he wins them, Cody, he wins so many of them clean. So if he's got that little bit of offensive pop to his game here at the pro level, he's going to be even more dangerous and valuable for this team.
Now he scoops one over to Jake Boudreau. Boudreau tied a team record with 21 loose balls a couple weeks ago against Halifax. Anderson now thinking about a 2-for-1. He'll go far side. Damoud made the save, but he was falling back and he just sat on it.
Damoud out to challenge the angle a little bit, and that's when he's most successful. He's had some great games in this building. Remember a couple of years ago, you and I were working a game when he played for Panther City, and he was lights out, but it's because he was out on top of the crease and aggressive and taking away those angles.
Wings offense has a dozen on the clock. Reza Tarrant spin move. Katoni outside look, and he scores. Oh, he put it perfectly in the bottom corner, and we're tied at 3.
We were wondering when the offensive fireworks would start, because with these two teams, you know it's coming. And it took about a quarter to feel each other out. And now the Philadelphia Wings got it sorted. They know that inside shot's going to be there. They know that's where they're going to have to go. But what a great pass there by Joe Resetaritz over to Holden Katoni. And this is why Philly is so dangerous and why they score 16 goals a game. There's not a single person out there on the floor that can't absolutely bury from anywhere, Cody.
If you don't get sticks on hands, they are going to cause problems for you. Nate Fair now steps in the dot against Jake Naso. Fair's actually 56% on draws. Coming up to the Ontario circuit, another Brock alumni. Wings got possession and they got a timeout in. So they got 6 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they take another look at that, but essentially you got a chance to go 6-on-5 and draw up a play.
Certainly, and I was doing some reading on social media this weekend, or this week in preparation for the game. Did you know you have about a 2% higher chance to score 6-on-5 than you do 5-on-5? I love numbers, I love stats, and I would love to give credit where I saw that, but I completely blanked on it.
Time arrow.
Thank you, there we go. Thank you, Cody Jansen. I didn't have it in my notes, so thank you for making sure I wasn't that
There you
guy.
get a look at Jeremy Talevi. Drawing up something for the man down defense. Tracy Koloski has a clipboard for the Philadelphia Wings. He was the head coach in Panther City. The NLL, it's now on the ESPN app. Download the app or visit ESPN.com for the latest news, schedules, and scores today. So they bring it up to... Oh, it looks like they just reset it on me. I was faked out in-house. I thought they upped the clock. I guess they just threw a different time on there. But it'll be 6-on-5 here for the Wings. They're keeping it at 6 seconds. Blaze Reardon will have the rock on the logo.
So they're going to have to move quickly here. Normally in these situations, you got a little bit more than 6 seconds. So, but again, with Philly, just go to one of the options and bury.
Reardon down for Jones. Far shot goes wide, and that's how we'll end quarter number 1. After 15 minutes of play, each team has 3 on the board. The Wings have tied it up thanks to a late one from Holden Katoni.
Join in on the fun with the NLL's all-new fantasy game platform, NLL Pick'em. With access to weekly and monthly prizes, play today at NLL.com. Well, we got to talk about Jake Naso, who is just a face-off machine. He's had such an impressive career. He owns the Duke University career record in face-off wins with more than 1,000. He was handpicked to come and win them here for the Rush. 25 of 30 last week. He's already 5 of 7 tonight. But I got to tell you, I got to feel a little tricked by Jake Naso because he was telling me at practice last night how honored he is to learn a few defensive moves and how that team's been putting trust in him. And there he goes and puts up an absolute sniper of a shot. You got to wonder if it was a bit inspired by the fact that his roommate had scored just minutes earlier, guys.
5 face-off wins in that opening quarter for Jake Naso, but the Wings have won the opening one here to start the second frame. Phil Caputo has it up top. Joe Reziteritz with him. He'll go to the middle, dishes it off for Mitch Jones, slings it across the floor. Brennan O'Neill has a big windup and he can rip the ball. Frank Chiliano makes the save. Jared Smith was there, and then the loose ball got knocked free by Mitch Jones' dunk attempt, and it's just going to go in the corner.
Just a slight miss on the dunk attempt there by Jones. The 2 defenders nearby. Jared Smith standing up. Jones getting in the way of the dunk attempt, and Chiliano, like the veteran he is, making sure that net maybe wasn't quite on right as he popped up to make the save.
Brock Haley zips one over to Levi Anderson. Clark Walters with it. Does it on the shot clock. Haley now to the middle. That got blocked by the Wings defender, and they might have a chance in transition here. Hossack got out. Won't be over and back because it was a block shot, so technically went off of a Wings player.
Wagner with the block and getting after it. It's almost like the old block it to yourself, give yourself an opportunity, but you know that's always going to sting. Great job there, Wagner, wearing that one.
Reziteritz up top, the 35-year-old product of Albany. Leclerc finds Gattoni. Up top, a little bounce pass for O'Neill. Over to Reziteritz, short side. Chiliano's got it, but that one stung him in the kneecap.
Best opportunity so far for Reziteritz, who's been so good at distributing early on in this game. But if he's going to get an open look, the man who had 13 points a week ago is going to take that look.
Bobby Kidd III will find Josh Zawana. All 3 Duke products have goals in this contest. Zawana, Naso, and O'Neill. Now Anderson threw one to Zach Mance. He bobbled it though.
Philly's D really doing a good job of getting in Manz's face. The leading goal scorer in the NLL so far held without even a real grade A opportunity here.
Dominic hits Reziteritz inside, and he'll ring one off the pipe.
That ball's definitely a little red. Reziteritz, great job getting inside. That's the way that Philly is going to beat Saskatchewan. Get inside, get your quick stick shots, but that time the post not his friend.
Mike Triolo finds Levi Anderson. Little far side shot goes wide. Brock Haley picks it up. Less than 10 on the shot clock. He'll find Walter, cuts to the middle and scores. First of the season for Clark Walter, and it's the Poco boy getting the Rush on the board in quarter number 2.
Love seeing Walter come up big tonight. He's a heart and soul guy in this team that hasn't been able to crack a winning lineup, and tonight he's out to prove that he deserves to play every single night. 20 goals last year. This time, great pass off that righty side there. Brock Haley finds Walter, who slips inside, gets Damoud back it up a bit, finds a little bit of daylight, and the Rush now on another 2-goal run.
Well, just because he's been a scratch for the last couple of games, this doesn't surprise too many people. I mean, he had 20 last season. He's got 1 in this one as Jake Naso is getting mugged, and he still pops it up. Naso looking for his second, and it was off the side of the goal. Had everyone in the building thinking he had a double.
The spotlight was on. I think Jake Naso's been given the green light. I love the fact he told Heather, I got to work on my defensive game to stay on the floor more. And here he is nearly burying his second.
Mitch Jones zips it down for Gattoni. Gattoni had 1 in that opening quarter, defended by Jared Smith. Down for O'Neill in the corner. Matt Hossack's going to go there and scoop it up, and he cleans it off the glass. Matt Hossack picked up from Panther City in the dispersal draft this summer. Coached by Tracy Kelusky, who's now on his opponent's bench. Ryan Keenan, swim move, looking for the pass. He'll flip it over to Zawada, who just overran it. Pass was a little low on there, and the Wings grab possession.
Well, as soon as Keenan saw him open, the Wings defense closed on him. And it looks like we got a penalty coming up here.
Well, it was blown down with Philly in possession, so I assume they are the guilty party, and we'll hear more from the one in stripes.
Saw the signal for illegal substitution, and that's what...
2 minutes. Illegal substitution.
That's exactly what it was. Saw our official make that signal quick. That means the in-home tonight for Philly. Mike McCannell is going to head to the bin of sin for 2 or less and send Saskatchewan to the power play.
Rusher 28% on the man advantage, 13th in the NLL. Philly's PK 13th in the NLL as well, sitting at 45%. It'll be a lefty strong look here. Ryan Keenan captains the ship. Mann's quick shot, that one got soaked. Early shot there, and now the Wings have it up the floor. Dominique bobbled it for a second, and the Rush now have a few forwards back on defense.
That's another block for Ryan Wagner tonight, and both of them in painful spots. He's not taking any of those off the armor. That one went right off his kneecap.
Wings have scored twice shorthanded in their opening 3 contests. Rush have allowed 2 shorties. Brennan O'Neill, swim move, pushed back by Hasek. Caputo inside Rezzaterets, denied by Shiliano, who scoops it up, and the Rush power play continues for the next minute 15 or less.
Great job there by the 4 Rush defenders as Brock Haley was stuck out late. For the 4 Rush defenders to really take over, push Philly out to the outside, and really make it a one-on-one situation.
Keenan's up top again as the top unit goes to work. Keenan, little back pedal. Brock Haley now winds and he steps into one. Rebound still on the turf. Mans will scoop it up here and the Rush get a reset.
Man, can Haley ever shoot.
Keenan now thought about stepping down into one. Mans finds Haley again, loads, and this one's gonna bounce out of play.
Brock Haley, 2-time Rookie of the Week here in the NLL, showing off why. He's got one heck of a shot.
Connor McClelland on the back check. Popped that one over the stick of Sellers. Still on the turf. Rush might get called here. Loose ball push. As you see, I think McClelland got a little overzealous there. Knocked the Wings player to the floor, and so they can kill the remaining 26 seconds. But it's Saskatchewan up by 1. Clark Walter, the lone goal in this quarter.
This is your life without Eero.
Oh, come on.
The Wi-Fi's out again.
This is the worst.
Not now.
And this is your life with Eero.
I love you too. Oh, come on.
Why would you do this to us?
This is the worst.
We can't improve everything in your life, but we can improve your Wi-Fi. It's fast, reliable, and now available outside your home. Eero, the way Wi-Fi should be.
NLL Plus is here and free. The league's new streaming service offers fans around the world access to live games, full game replays, highlights, and exclusive content. Sign up today at NLL.com/plus. Well, Philly's Joe Rezzaterets had a phenomenal game with his team last time. 13 points. He's been quiet tonight with just 1 assist, but don't expect that to last long. I had a chance to chat with Joe at Shoot Around this morning, and he told me that after what happened last year, his team really took that to heart. And even though they have these new teammates on board from Panther City, there's an understanding in this team. They want to win games, and they want to win games early in order to not have that feeling that they had last year. And John, I know you're curious about how Rezzaterets is having such a great season. He says at 35, he's taken nothing for granted, and he takes care of himself really well between games, guys.
Well, he's got the rock right now, defended by Boudreau. Ball is behind the net. It's knocked free by Mike Messenger. Cause turnover there. Loose ball scooped up by Boudreau. It'll go down the floor. Man's on a breakaway, rips it wide. Boudreau has it again. Defender's on his back, and he'll trample him to the turf. Back to even strength, though. Rush 0 for 1 on the power play.
Boudreau just didn't see the man coming there. There's a grade A chance, but again, great job by Philly getting back and getting sticks on these rush forwards.
A couple of times you wonder if the communication could be a little better on the Saskatchewan side. O'Neill fires short side and he scores. Third point of the game for Brennan O'Neill. It's his second. That tinkles the twine.
O'Neill off to a great start here in Saskatchewan. As you mentioned, his second of this contest, Cody. This one different style than his first one. His first one, crashing, banging, finding some space. This time, just absolutely sniping that top left corner on Frank Chiliano, beating him upstairs. He's got one of the highest shooting percentages in the league at nearly 27%. You can see why. Just an absolute great snipe over the shoulder of Chiliano. You can't give him any space or he's going to bury it. He's done that twice already.
Well, the Swings offense is averaging over 4 goals per quarter. Saskatchewan held them under that with 3 in the opening frame, but they've got one here to start the second. Brock Haley with it off a face-off violation. Haley's got 2 assists in this game. Anderson down for Mans. Zach Mans will peel it back. Defender gets out on his hands. Brock Haley bobbled a pass, and now he's going to try swim back here. Stripped of the ball by Scott Dominy. Dominy wants to run. He's got 2 already this year. Hossick's on the back check, and he got in the way of it.
What a great job by Matt Hossick. And let's give some credit for Thomas Kaisick for opening that door at the right moment, getting him out there, and I thought they were pretty close to legal substitution. They weren't. Matt Hossick, great play, forces the turnover there.
Mike Triolo all the way up top. Levi Anderson stepped down, trying to go short side. Damoud read him like a book. Ryan Keenan has the loose ball, and he floats it up for Clark Walter. Walter's got a goal and an assist here this evening. Pass goes across. Josh Zawana driving to the cage. Ball goes wide, and there's a little collision in the crease. And so it looks like a penalty's coming up here against Philly. It'll be holding the stick is the call, and the Rush are going to another power play.
It's one of the big things that a lot of our off-season video training, Cody, that focused on the focus calls here for the league. One of them was holding the stick.
All right, section R.
Basically, if you're a defender in the NLL these days, you can't take your hand off of your stick. You can't one-hand, guys, can't hold them, can't grab the stick. So to try to get goal scoring and offense up, they're calling it as it should be. Great call here by our officials on something I know the players were told to look out for.
Lefty strong look here. Keenan, little step down denied by Damoud. Ball still on the turf though. Triolo trying to track it down, but Ryan Wagner a good scoop, and he runs it away from harm. Scott Dominy now looking for an outlet up top for Sellers. Defender Hossick was on him, but he works it over for Katoni. Mitch Jones now scored a beauty in that opening quarter. Cut into the middle, and he pulled it short side on Chiliano. He's looking for more in this contest as Joe Rezzaterets, the righty American star, swings it inside. Ball will bounce wide, and it's scooped up by Mike Messenger. Coming into this one, he had 7 block shots, Messenger did. That's second best in the NLL. Coming into games tonight. Mike Triolo has the ball now, 65 seconds left on this Rush power play. Haley up top, Unit 2's on the floor. It's a righty strong look. Triolo now stepped down, got behind Damoud, but the loose ball squirts out to the corner. Triolo's got the loosey again, and Haley will slow it down. They get the reset, and they still got time to work with. Zawana plays crease side along with Keenan. Mance to Haley, trying to go short side, bounces this way, and the Rush got to get off here. Scott Dominy's got a break. Dominy has 2 already this year. Stepped down, and that was soaked by Bobby Kinn III. Took it off the arm and didn't flinch.
His first game of the year as he's been the scratch for the first 3 here for Saskatchewan. Again, another guy tonight with some bodies out, trying to make a case for more playing time. Catching up and soaking one is definitely going to make that argument to the go-ahead coaches of the Rush.
Haley's up top. Rush maybe one more set here on the power play. Triolo's pass got deflected, and Damoud scoops it up here. Philly's penalty kill is going to be 2 for 2. You look at a guy like Bobby Kidd III, and again, it shows the Rush's depth that a guy like that can be sitting in the stands, but he's got so much value. And again, he'd be a top 4, top 3 guy on a lot of teams in this league here. And the Rush lucky to have guys like that available as the Wings grab a lead. It's Blaze Reardon in the slot, buries one, and they go up 5-4.
7th of the year for the Fairport, New York native. Reardon finding, as we're talking about the Rush D there, again a forward caught out there. That's been a bit of a theme tonight as Brock Haley was caught up front, so the rest of the Rush D has to collapse. That doesn't allow them to push that Philly offense to the outside, which means somebody's going to be open, and if that somebody's Blaze Reardon, who's got a habit of scoring goals in this league, that's going to happen exactly like that. Great awareness, though, by Philly, recognizing that Haley, not only a Rush forward, but a Rush rookie, was back there, and they had to adjust, and Reardon takes advantage.
Meso now 8 for 11 at the strike as he beats Burton once again. Messenger with the ball, had 12 goals last year. He'll stay in play here. See if he tries to open up some space. Anderson with it, shoots from way outside, save made, and the rebound. Clark Walter got denied by Damoud again. A huge stop, keeps the Wings up by 1. Just over 5 to play in the opening half. Mike Triolo finds Anderson, little flip inside. Walter's there again, and he's denied by Damoud. Knew exactly where he wanted to go with it.
Playing that deep in your net has some disadvantages, but you see the advantages of playing that style that like Nick Damoud has been lately right there. Those 2 big stops are because he's playing so deep and taking away a lot of those short inside shots.
Mitch Jones, 8 goals on the year. Down for Catoni, little flip inside. Jones all alone, and he'll peel some paint off the pipe. Back the other way, it's Garland with Smith. Jarrett Smith now trying to step down into a low to high, and he catches Damoud in the chest protector, and Damoud's locked it in. 16 stops here as Philly leads 5-4. Blaze Reardon has the latest.
Tyson Bell was suspended for this weekend's game by the Halifax Thunderbirds following the incident that occurred after the December 21st game in Colorado. The league continues to investigate the event, but has given no indication of when its process will conclude.
Well, Brennan O'Neill's got 2 goals and 2 assists so far for the Philadelphia Wings. No surprise that he's coming guns a-blazing into the league so far. He's got 9 goals in his first 4 games. He had 207 at Duke. I mean, this guy could put the ball in the basket, and Philly has an absolute gem on their hands. You're lucky if you're a fan at Wells Fargo Arena this season. Brennan O'Neill zips one down. Mitch Jones got himself a free pass to the crease there. Stick wasn't dialed in, though. Ball goes to the back of the net.
Well, I almost thought Jones thought it was waiting for somebody to check him and redirect him there. Nobody home and just ended up missing. Normally when you take that drive to the net, you've got somebody bumping and pushing you.
Brock Haley, little give and go with Mance. Here's Mike Triolo, no spin back, but he just walks to the middle. Trying to go short side again. Scored earlier on a similar play. Haley has it. Won't get hauled down though. No call coming. The Rush already have 2 power plays in this contest here. Anderson, near side half wall. Mann sets the pick. Zawada, backdoor for Mans, and Haley Running back, couldn't connect on the quick stick.
Nice little bit of passing there by Saskatchewan. That's been something their game's been lacking a little bit. Of course, with working in some new pieces and some rookies, not surprised to see that, but nice to see them starting to gel a little bit out here, Cody.
Sam LeClaire takes the ring road down for Jones. He'll flip it up top. Catoni scored low to the stick side earlier. This time it's punched away by Frank Chiliano. Chiliano now up to 16 saves. Catoni back for Rezaterets. Corner, it's LeClaire. Catoni's got 15 on the shot clock. Not a huge hurry, but here's Mitch Jones with it. One arm flip. Catoni all alone scores. Oh, a beautiful feat by Mitch Jones. Ends up in the back of the net. Holden Catoni has his second of the game.
The rush defender thought he had Jones all tied up and he was out of the play, but instead a beauty. One arm flip that is so hard to do over two bodies, including Matt Hossack. And to Holden Catoni, and like we said earlier in his last goal, if you give Holden Catoni that kind of time and space in tight, he's gonna make you pay. That's his second of the game. He's up to 10 on the season.
20 assists already this year for Mitch Jones. He had 75 last year. I'd say video game numbers, but Blast Lacrosse isn't back in session yet. Rush offense gets the rock thanks to Jake Naso. Clark Walters on the logo. Sends it down for Ryan Keenan. Mans opens up space. Keenan passes it inside. Zawada's there and he's denied by Damoon. He's throwing up those arms. He knows the Rush want to beat him above the shoulders, and he's guessing right more times than not.
Well, if you watch the games against Las Vegas, that's where Vegas was going basically the entire game and having some success. So he knows the Rush have watched that film, and he's winning the head games, if you will.
O'Neill works it down. Big body, he can clear up some space. Jones again, one arm flip. Outside shot, they score. Jones does it again. He finds Joe Rezaterets, who beat Chiliano far side, and the Wings have 7.
When was the last time you ever saw back-to-back one-handed passes on a guy that looked like he was out of the play? Jones, 21 assists on the year after this. Again, such a hard play to do. Just try doing that with a stick one day. Never mind with an elite defender wrapped all over you. Rezaterets takes advantage of the great pass. The Rush defense ends up in the wash because of said great pass. And Joe Rezaterets, he's got his 10th of the year. And this Philly offense, Cody, has shown up here in the late stage of the second quarter.
Well, they're averaging over 16 a game. Not a math guy, but that would be 8 and change in a half. So far, the Rush holding them under that. It's the offense that's going to need to step up for Saskatchewan here in the final 32 minutes of this contest. Anderson finds Haley. Little spin down. Haley's going to drive, trying to float it far side. Levi Anderson has the loose ball. 5 to shoot. He's taken to the ground, flips it over. Keenan trying to get fancy with it. Passes to Haley. And instead of shooting, the shot clock's going to expire.
Surprised Keenan didn't just take a shot there. Maybe one too many passes. I know he hasn't had the best start of the year, but he's got the chops there to just step in and bury rather than getting too fancy with it.
Catoni for Rezaterets on the restraining line. He'll circle it down. LeClaire's on the roll. That ball's going to go wide. Hossack catches it and he floats it up for Barnable. It's a breakaway. Barnable all alone scores. Ryan Barnable's got his second of the season, and the RIT boy brings the Rush within 2.
If the forwards are going to go cold, somebody's got to step up and make it the transition. Guys, Ryan Barnable, he was doing this all morning in practice. You saw it in shoot-around. He was working on this exact play. A great heads-up pass from Matt Hossack. Barnable's in by himself. His second of the year. He can bury. He's got the skills to do so, especially now you're seeing him not wearing that big Stone Cold Steve Austin knee brace anymore. Lets him move a little bit better. Barnable buries, and he ends the run by Philadelphia.
Well, it brings a little bit of life into the place as well as the Wings, as you said, we're going on a run. And now Jake Naso's face-off win means the Rush get the ball back. Less than a minute to go here in the opening half. Zach Mance wires one. Punched out by Damoud. He's got it again. Looking like they were going 2 for 1, and instead of shooting it quick again, he'll run a play. Man's feed for Walter got knocked out. Scooped up by Liam Patton, Wealth Products.
Great play there by Patton.
About half a second differential, shot clock and game clock. Now Damoud's gonna go. Scott Doherty has the ball, so they'll probably want to get him off the floor and get a forward out there. 15 seconds to run a play. Remember, they drew something up 6-on-5 at the end of the last quarter. I assume they try run that same play. Jones, inside feed, they score. Caputo got free, and he buries one behind Chiliano.
Again, another error here by the Rush in reverse transition as Zach Mans is out there on defense. That's not what you want to see. Not that Mans is not an athlete, but he's an offensive specialist, not a defensive specialist. Creates some confusion here. Joey Caputo, he finds his way inside. And again, another pass by Mitch Jones, and Caputo is fired up as the teams go back-to-back. Phil Caputo. Thinking of Joey there for a minute. Phil Caputo buries on that one there, Cody.
Naso scoops it, only a couple of seconds to work with. And so Garland rolls this one down, and the opening half comes to a close. 8-5 is the score. The Wings get one in the final minute thanks to Phil Caputo. His 6th of the season puts them up by 3, and we are off to halftime. Coming up next, it's the NLL halftime report. Live at the half here in Saskatoon, it's the Philadelphia Wings leading the Saskatchewan Rush by a score of 8-5. The halftime festivities going on, keeping everyone entertained during the block. And here inside the building, it's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Heather Morrison with you this evening. Well, Saskatchewan got out to a good start. Philly started to punch back. We knew their offense is legit, and the goals, well, the Rush got out to a quick start. It was Philly who finished stronger.
Well, the Rush with a really young lineup tonight, Cody, and you could tell it's like they were, you know, when you get a new puppy, it's all excitement to start this one, but then the veteran savvy of the Philadelphia Wings comes in. Mike Triolo, I thought he had himself a really good first half, and as you mentioned, they started off a couple goals, everybody here in Saskatoon is happy, and then that just wickedly dangerous Philadelphia offense takes over, averaging over 16 goals a game. So many weapons, and they've got so many ways to beat you as they took control by the end of the second half here.
I love this one by Jake Niso here, right? This is his first in a Saskatchewan Rush uniform. He's got the clean scoop and the little score, so you can keep that ball as, the man out of New York performing in Saskatchewan.
But instead, you can see these plays by Mitch Jones up to, he's got 5 points tonight, and he's the distributor here. He's the thing that this entire Philadelphia offense goes through. You're going to see all the different ways they can beat you. There's the first one-hander by Jones, and he does that a second time, going back-to-back with that ability of his. It's just so hard to do, but right here, this is the one that got the Rush kind of back into it. Speaking of the young legs of the Rush, there's Ryan Barnable. That's his second of the year as he buries it there.
Well, let's take a look at some stats from the opening half of play. Shots on goal, 25-24. Face-offs dominated by Jake Niso and the Rush, 12-3 in that department. Rush only blocked 2 shots. Philly blocked 1, and the Rush up on the loose ball battle, 48-30. The turnover battle of the Rush have turned it over more than twice. There's the Philadelphia Wings here, but the one that matters, Philly is up 8-5, 30 down, 30 to go. More halftime report coming up next from Sasktel Center.
Race against Jones. He's got him on his hip. One-handed goal!
At the half here in Saskatchewan, it's the Wings up 8-5 on the Rush. Around the league here, week number 5, Halifax beats Albany 13-9. Toronto up on Ottawa 11-10 in the 4th. Buffalo tops Rochester 13-6, and Vancouver and Calgary getting underway tomorrow afternoon. It will be Colorado and Georgia inside Ball Arena. The NLL season's off to a flying start with 4 exciting weeks so far. Here's a look at the top place of the first month of action.
Good win in a foot race against Jones. He's got him on his hip. One-handed goal! Good win! My goodness!
Cue up the replay of this. Not the guy you might expect to be on the highlight reel. One-handed, full-speed race down the floor in the top corner. That's a massive goal, the man down.
He gets out. Zed Williams gets the ball. No shot clock reset. Zed tries to dunk it, and it's going to be a goal. I didn't think he got it in.
Will your way to the net late in the shot clock. Acrobatic move by Zed Williams.
Dane Smith fires the pass over. Bird back to Smith. Big stop. Higgins.
Zach Higgins? Are you kidding me? Normally, when you see a skip pass coming from Bird to Smith, just start walking to the bench. It's probably in the back of the net. But Higgins with an unreal stop, his best of the night.
Donvo looking for a lane. Over to Hannah. Great pass. What a shot. Scores! What a goal by Jack Hanna.
Look at this. One hand. He has two guys on him. You would think they would disarm him of the ball. And Hanna just almost kind of nonchalantly just sort of cradles this ball, swings it toward the front of the net, and it gets by the glove of Riley Hutchcraft.
Time here. Reese Callies trying to get the transition game going. He does. In front, behind the back. Oh my goodness. Dixon.
Curtis Dixon, are you kidding me? Goes behind the back, the Beyonda. Call Sports Center. This is disgusting.
Next weekend on ESPNU, the Black Bears head west to take on the Seals in San Diego, January 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss the action on ESPNU, TSN Plus, and NLL Plus. Well, for the third time this season, the Saskatchewan Rush find themselves trailing at halftime. So far, it has worked in their favor as 2/3 of their goals this season have been scored in the second half. Now, co-head coach Jimmy Quinlan had a couple thoughts on this. First, he did credit his team's fitness. He says it allows them to play at a high pace, and that allows them as well to generate some chances, more chances at the end of the game. But he also said his team might overlook opportunities in the first part of the game, thinking there's going to be more chances. Towards the end, they understand they got to take what's in front of them or the game won't be theirs. Whatever the reason, the Rush are hoping they can live up to their new moniker, the Comeback Kings, so they can get that 4-0 start to the season. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Heather. Yeah, the Rush hoping that's the case here as they trail 8-5 here to the Philadelphia Wings. And Philadelphia, if the Rush are the comeback kids, the Wings are the second quarter kids as they went on to score 5 of the last 6 goals before halftime. Brendan O'Neill, he's got 2 of those 6 points tonight. Mitch Jones, 1 goal, 6 assists. He's been the distributor tonight. Clark Walter, Ryan Barnable, both 1 each here for the Rush. The Rush without some notable names tonight is Church is out. Austin Shanks also, as of this morning, placed on the physically unable to perform list. So the Rush doing it with the youth. And we'll see if that keeps the comeback kid theme going, Cody.
Jake Naso, 12 for 15 at the stripe in this game, has a goal as well. Going up against Nate Fair, the Niagara Falls, Ontario product, was 56% at the draw here. They decided to go for it. Naso won it clean, and then they realized they didn't actually put the time on the clock. So, hey, -1 on the system, and we'll redo it to start quarter number 3 here.
That was clean even by Naso standards. I knew something must have gone on.
You don't get credit for that one, but you get a mulligan if you're Nate Fair.
You get the privilege of battling with Jake Naso. Even when he gets tied up, that guy just battles for that ball, Cody.
Ryan Barnable sticking his cage, ended up losing the ball. Jarrett Smith whips it down as the 8-second counts. Comes pretty quick for Saskatchewan there. Again, the reset happens once Jarrett Smith catches that. The loose ball scoop from Naso. And so they didn't get it over in time, and it's the Wings offense that goes to work. Mitch Jones has it, 7 points in the game. Swim move by O'Neill. He'll cut inside, and he tried to go short side again. He's got a little twister to his shot. Up top, it's Leclerc. Sam Leclerc, one of a few Brock products. Mitch Jones, defended by Boudreau. Jones up top. Reza Terrence to the corner. Caputo and Leclerc on that left-hand side. Leclerc's going to drive it, trying to go 5-hole. Save made by Frank Scigliano. Scigliano playing in game 200 of his career. He's over 7,000 minutes now in the regular season. I believe he's got another 500 plus in the postseason, entering year 13 of his NLL career. Ryan Keenan up top for Mike Triolo. Open the scoring in this game. Brock Haley, cross for Keenan. The captain cuts inside, and he's denied by Damout.
Keenan, one of the guys we're looking to in this game to step up with, again, the likes of Church and Shanks out of this one. Church with a lower body injury. Meanwhile, Shanks on the physically unable to perform list this morning.
Rusher 2-0 when trailing at the half. Here's Catoni, rips one on goal. Stop made by Frank Scigliano. Rusher wearing their electric greens. Phillies in their wedding day whites. Here's Barnable. Anderson comes to help. Connor McClelland will stay in play. Brock Haley, bouncer, goes! Brock Haley finds the back of the net for his 6th of the season, and the Rush have half a dozen.
Nice to see the Rush changing it up a bit as Nick Damoud has adjusted to his previous struggles against Las Vegas. They were beating him over the shoulders all game long. So Brock Haley, 2-time and defending Rookie of the Week, comes out and says, let's go low. there's a couple consistent things in lacrosse, Cody Jansen. Bouncers will go, and it's a game of runs. The Rush now, first goal of this second half, where they've scored 70% of their goals this season.
Well, you get a good look of Haley on the bench there. It's actually a new lacrosse hat he's using as well. It's one of the shiny East Coast dyes, green edition. You gotta like seeing the young kids with a bit of flair in their style. Here's Mike Triolo, tries that same bouncer. Ball goes wide. Again, Triolo and Damoud played together in Panther City in 2022. So the two of them pretty familiar with each other. They've met at a couple of President's Cups over summer as well. Damoud with Snake Island. And Chiliano's gonna make that stop on Leclerc. Got a little bit of air on that one as Messenger wallpapers his man into the corner. Walter up the floor with Barnable. Each of them had goals in the opening half. Ryan Keenan off the bench. Back for Barnable. Barnable loads one up. Damoud makes the save. Loose ball's free. Great game, and it's grabbed by Dominic.
One thing this Philadelphia transition keeps doing is it keeps forcing the Rush to have forwards back.
O'Neill got stopped, and then Garland, a one-hand whip, is going to send Boudreau on a partial break here. Boudreau one-on-one. Low shot denied by Damoud.
You can tell these guys were on the tablets at halftime, Cody, looking where they got to go on Damoud.
That's Boudreau's shot, though. Loves to use the body as a screen as Zach Mann steps down into one. Now Mann's on the back check, just wallpapers Alex Pace.
Mann's last game here at SaskTel Center was very quiet in the first half and then went off for a sock trick in the dying 17 minutes. So see if he keeps that trend up here at home.
Sam Leclerc will swing it around for Mitch Jones. He gets around Hosick, and Jones denied by Chiliano.
On top of being just an elite level passer, Mitch Jones can also bury. He's not one-dimensional at all, and you saw it right there with that chance, Cody.
Hosick has Brock Haley on the floor. Haley's got 3 points in the game, a goal and 2 assists. Anderson down for Mans. Mans now kicks it out. Triolo has to leave it on the ground as a moving pick was called.
I believe that was on Keenan in the middle there. Getting a little too overzealous trying to create space for Triolo.
If you're the Rush, though, and Jimmy Quinlan, you probably don't mind seeing the physical play pick up a little bit. Some crashing and banging never hurts, especially with a group that's missing Shanks and Church. Boudreau will defend. Catoni, little back pedal. Messenger's on him. Hard pass swung across for Leclerc. Boudreau trying to get on it. Call coming here. And so Chiliano can head to the bench and go 6-on-5. Messenger's yelling at him. Rush have it, and now Triolo can slow it down up top. For Walter, he floats one. Grabbed by Josh Zawada, one of 3 Duke players in this contest. Triolo finds man, 6-on-5. Delayed call coming. Pass over to Haley. Somehow he scoops it, stays on his feet. 3 to shoot. Up top, Anderson rips one off the post. Reset should be coming here. Zawada doesn't have to stop that before it's over and back. I'm not sure he was aware of that one there. Anderson will flip it down for Mans. Again, another shot clock to work with. Haley threw a screen. Damoud got a piece of that. I believe that hit the end of his stick. Haley's got it again, though. Won't be over and back. He keeps it in. Trying to dish it down. I think he thought he could catch the Wings defense off guard. Now he got blown down. Walter had the ball.
I'm thinking Pace or somebody had made contact with it.
Yeah, maybe they thought he had it. And we're off to break here. Wings are up 8-6 with the Rush. Our head of the power play.
This isn't just a game. It's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
We're here to sweat the details, to test and retest. Because when you're known for speed and reliability inside, You need to deliver speed and reliability outside, in all kinds of weather, all year round. Because if it can handle all of this, it can definitely handle this. Introducing Eero Outdoor 7. Eero, the way Wi-Fi should be.
And the Saskatchewan Rush coming back to the power play here after the penalty to Holden Katoni right before we went to break. The Rush so far in the power play tonight, 0 for 2. Philly hasn't had a power play chance. Coming into this game, Philly was just 45% on the penalty kill. Obviously, those numbers have gotten much better here as they're a perfect 2 for 2, while the Rush looking to keep the momentum going after the early second half goal.
And the Rush jumped the gun there a little bit. Zach Mans, maybe they'll say it wasn't blown in cleanly, but they'll bring them back to the logo here. They did work off 3 seconds on the clock, so they'll have to re-add that here. Gives the Rush a little bit of time to plan. It'll be a lefty strong look. You got Mans, Keenan, and Walter out there as your left-handed shooters. They'll play the far side of the floor as the refs will add 3 more seconds. Your righties are Haley and Zawada, and here you get a look at Holden Katoni. He got pushed in by Messenger, and it's the extra shot. It's the 2 hands to the ears. That's what the ref didn't like. I know Katoni didn't like the first one. The ref thought the second play was worse. Power play goes to work. Mans is the quarterback on the unit, and Walter runs over Dominic. And the moving pick will give the Wings possession.
I mean, Clark Walter, they call him Sparky for a reason. He's the guy that sparks this offense with plays like that, but that time getting a little too overzealous.
Sometimes you almost have to hold the defender up in a sense because, you know, he's probably looking to go down if the opportunity knocks. That shot goes wide by Brennan O'Neill, and it comes blazing off the boards. That guy can rip the pill.
Oh, wow. One of the best shooters so far this year in the league, and showing it off. He's got a couple here tonight, Cody.
Keenan has Mans up top. Same lefty strong look here. Rusher 0 for 2 on the man advantage in this game. Mans on the drag. Clark Walters there up top for Haley. Haley now trying to go high to high. This one ends up behind the net where Connor Sellers will find it. Sellers out of that defensive factory in Brampton. Works the ball up the floor, and Mitch Jones. 7-point game going for him. Down for Dominic. Bouncer finds Joe Rezaterets. Outside, Leclerc's going to drive. Messenger slides down. Perfect defensive execution right there. Now a little spin move. O'Neill somehow got that shot off, and that's a great stop by Frank Chiliano. Now in transition, Triolo's got a break. Triolo scores! Double it up, big man. Mike Triolo on the power play.
Saskatchewan's right-handed forwards have 37 games of experience in this game, Cody. 33 of those for the big man, Mike Triolo. Shows off that veteran savvy, kind of gets in behind the Philly defense and goes low on Nick Damoud. And that's the shot in the arm this Rush power play needed. Worse than the league, and they were within minutes of going 0 for 3 tonight. Looking a little discombobulated, but Mike Triolo with his second of the game. And to me, Cody, he's been Saskatchewan's best forward tonight. We said that they needed somebody to step up when Shanks and Church went down, and to me, it's been big Mike Triolo.
Triolo's got 2, and the power play just wasn't working as a set unit here. And instead, they get the jump off the bench, and Triolo buries on a breakaway. Now the Wings look to respond. Katoni, hard pick, got set, and he scores. The Wings respond as Katoni rips one 5-hole.
Just walking the line. We've talked about walking the line on those picks to create space, and Philadelphia does it great there. Who else with that pass but Mitch Jones? He gets back to Katoni. Katoni, great little play there, spins off after creating the hard pick, knows that Jones is looking pass first, takes the open spot, and then again, Katoni. These Philadelphia players in tight are just ruthless.
Well, once they put you in the box for 2 minutes, you might get a little bit of leeway once you come back out as Katoni lays the cross check on Hosek, frees up space, and hey, you play the game that's in front of you, and he buries one on Frank Chiliano. The Wings go back up by a pair. Here's Mike Messenger now. He'll fire this one into traffic. Walter bats it over to Haley. Didn't come down with it cleanly, but now he'll settle it for the Rush. Garland staying out there. Trying to zip one back. It's behind Haley. There's 5 on the shot clock. It's grabbed by Pat. Thought about running. He does have Mitch Jones and Joe Rezateritz up there. But Patton on the logo decides to wisely get rid of it. And now a call's coming as Holden Garland caught Patton right in the chops. 10 feet away from the ref. He ain't missing that one. Wings will go 6-on-5 here. If they don't score, they're going to the power play. It'll be their first of the game. There's 8 on the shot clock, though. Katoni won't go for the heat check outside. Chiliano's going to make the stop, and then Boudreau scoops up the loose ball before Jones can get there.
And a pretty cut and dry penalty there on McClellan. Holden Garland gets the stick up too high into the chops. You know that's the call you're going to get. So 2 minutes for the illegal cross check there as he got up a little bit too high on his man. And after Philly went to the first 3 power plays of the game, you knew the Rush would be under the microscope just a little bit. I've officiated games at all levels, Cody. I know how it works.
Wings power play was 5 for 5 against the Rush last season. Jones thought about it, trying to flip it back to the corner. Katoni has it. He leads the team with 3 power play goals. Messenger stripped it away, and here goes Jake Boudreau. Boudreau shot out of a cannon, and he shoots one top corner. Jake Boudreau has his 2nd of the season, and the shorty pays dividends.
Another one of these young Rush players in transition, mashing down the gas pedal and burying. Veteran savvy by Mike Messenger. Philly a little slow in transition as one of their players looked like he was hobbling a little bit coming back from the bench. That allowed Boudreau to walk in all by himself. Messenger recognized it, and Boudreau, even though he's a defender, he's got great finishing skills, much like Ryan Barnable early in this one. The Rush a couple in transition. The Rush offense has looked a little disjointed at times, so the kids in transition got to step it up.
Jake Naso a face-off win. He's going to cut inside, and he got a shot off on goal. He ran into Damoud, and now Naso gets hauled to the ground. Philly wants a piece of them now that they see their goaltenders down. Messenger's not happy about that. I think Naso is pushed in.
Well,
but I guess we'll get a look at here. But again, a call is coming, and we'll keep an eye on what goes after this. Scott Dominy's heated.
We might have 2 coming here for Philadelphia, Cody. There was a penalty on the arm as Naso was going in. It looks like Naso had drawn a hold and then got pushed into Damoud. So we've got one, it looks like...
In the penalty box, Garland and Dominy are giving it to each other.
Yeah, so here's the call. Naso pushed in from behind.
Patton pushes him in.
100%, right? And Damoud, that's what he says. He's like, hey, I got pushed in before he gets the RKO out of nowhere coming there from Scott Dominy. I mean, Dominy's doing his job. He's...
5-on-3.
So, there we go. So, here, Garland's out of the box. Garland's still in the box. They're saying 5-on-3 because Philadelphia's got the 4-minute...
4-on-3.
4-on-3, pardon me. But as you can see there, the original penalty was coming for the check from behind, and then nearly taking off Naso's head creates the 2nd penalty on that one for the Rough. So after all the chaos, I saw the arm go up. But again, the Rush veterans rushing. I like that response. Your young guy gets taken out.
Well, they just started playing. Haley ripped one off the post. Damoud wasn't ready for it. Triolo's inside, and he's stopped by Damoud. That was a wild play where Damoud was turned around. Here's Haley, step down, save made. He's got the ball back again. Behind the crease, he'll walk it up for Triolo. Zach Mantz back to Triolo, flips it for Haley. Trying to go backdoor for Keenan. One too many passes, that got picked up.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Haley shoot there. Damoud was just in the end process of moving over. He was a little off balance. There was some space there, Cody.
Garland's still in the sin bin for another 52 seconds here. So it'll be 3v4 for this Wings offense. Plenty of room out there. And hey, if you got to choose 3 forwards to play in this situation, Rezateritz, Jones, and O'Neill, they're probably up there in the league rankings in this scenario. Here's Jones with it. Bobby Kidd III will defend. Long shot on goal. Chiliano makes a save, and he's got Boudreau up the floor. Jake Boudreau's going to run. Does he have another in him? Boudreau decides to pull up, and hey, the defender got in the shooting lane. That's all you can ask. You take away that option, and you just slow the game down a little bit more. Here's Ryan Keenan. Thought about walking in, almost blew a tire. Mance over to Triolo. Backdoor feed by Zawada, and Damoud's going to fall back. Little yard sale, but it stays across.
Don't ask me how that one stayed out, Cody. Is that it got deflected off the stick of the Philly defender back into Damoud, and it looked like a bit of chaos here as Garland's going to spring out of the box.
Now it'll be a 5-on-3 for the next 25 seconds, but Philly can eat about 15 of those. Messenger and Hosek, the double team. Try cause a turnover, and that they will. Connor McClellan has the loose ball scoop. He'll run it up the floor. We'll see if the Rush, they have about 10 seconds on this 5-on-3 here, maybe just in transition. Back to McClellan, and it's off the shoulder of Damoud. Now it's Zawada, finds Keenan. Keenan steps into one, rebound comes for Zawada, tries to get in the crease. Save made by Damoud, and now the Wings have numbers up the floor. Dominic bobbles the ball, he'll peel it back in front of the Rush bench. Floats one across, less than 4 to go in the third quarter. Wings up by 1 on Co-op Field.
Ryan Wagner trying to go airborne and find his 2 guys out of the box, just hooked it a little bit.
As the Terrence off the far side wall. Shot got deflected, scooped by Hosek. The Rush now can be dangerous in transition. You've got goals from Boudreau, Barnable, and Triolo off the bench quickly. Now it'll be the set offense. Levi Anderson went to school in Philly at St. Joe's. Has the ball, 2-man game, picks it for Walter inside, and he rings iron. Clark Walter will peel some paint off the pipe, and Zach Mans has to get on his horse on the back check. Now they'll slow it up top. Catone's there, and he's happy to catch his breath. 20 on the shot clock. Bit of a track meet here. The Rush now out shooting the Wings 40-35 in this contest. Reza Terrence defended by McClelland. Across the floor, that ball went way wide. Scooped by McClelland, and he throws it up for Messenger. Has Barnable with him. Barnable and Messenger, 3-on-3. Barnable takes it. Shot got deflected. It looked like it hit the netting above, but they'll say it stayed in play. Dominic has it. Floats it up for Davis Allen. Wings are happy to walk around with it. Joe Reza Terrence, the pride of Hamburg, New York. As Reardon on the logo. Slowly getting the offense set up. Brennan O'Neill, 1-on-1 with Hosek. Trying to swim moot, spin back. Long shot, scores. Catone has another, and he beats Chiliano outside.
Every time the Rush have brought it close, this veteran Philly team just keeps moving the goalposts a little bit further and further. After an absolute track meet there, both teams running it up and down the floor. Philly takes control, slows it down, and then it uses some good ball movement to create this opening there for Holden Catone. He's able to use Jarrett Smith as a screen and step into one and beat Frank Chiliano up high. He's got 4 in this contest.
12 on the season, and Holden Catone just had Frank Chiliano's number over the past couple of seasons here. Another face-off win by Naso. He'll get off, and the ball gets to Josh Zawada. 2 of them were teammates at Duke. Here goes Zach Mans. Bit of a jog, kicks it back for Keenan, the captain. Above the head of Zawada, he'll pull it down, 10 on the shot clock. Keenan now, little spin back, let it go. Damoud, the kick safe. Wings won't have numbers as Mance got back in transition, took away the opportunity. 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Still have a media timeout coming if we get a break, as Chiliano has to make a save as Reza Terrence was driving to the net. Refs aren't going to blow it down, though, even though the net is way off. I know it's the goaltender's responsibility, but the ref is staring at it. O'Neill bumped the restraining line. Down for Jones. Chiliano's got his net fixed. Jones, one hand on his stick, and he scores. Oh, he's been a menace like that all game, and Mitch Jones has the highlight of the night.
Couple of one-handed passes on back-to-back Philly goals to close it out, and this time Mitch Jones goes, well, if I can pass one-handed, why don't I shoot here? Is Mitch Jones going in gets tied up again. You think he's out of the play. He's got 3 rush defenders right there, and he beat Chiliano, who I think was a little thrown off by the whole net debacle just moments earlier there. Chiliano gets beat with one hand, and definitely the highlight reel goal of the game out of this one, Cody, coming from Mitch Jones with a one-handed marker.
Naso back at the dot, battling with Dominic. Scooped up by the Wings. Pace has it, got around Triolo. We'll see if they try to get a shot around the 40-second mark here and get a second look. Catoni will bounce it for Rezzaterrence. Defended one-on-one by Boudreau. Rezzaterrence, pick comes from Caputo. Over to Jones, 7 on the shot clock. Got it back up top, and that one's gonna bounce out of play. And 33.5 seconds left to go in the quarter. Looks like we're gonna go to our TV timeout. The Wings are up by 3 in Saskatchewan. The next NLL Friday night on TSN is set as the Rockhand to Buffalo face the 2-time champion Bandits on January 10th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss the action on TSN and ESPN+. The Wings offense has been all over the Rush, largely in part to the performance of Brennan O'Neill.
Yeah, Brendan O'Neill off to a hot start this season. He's got 2 goals tonight. Coming into the game, 7, so he's got 9 in total doing the quick math, but also one of the highest shooting percentages in the league. Really impressive for a rookie. Coming in at 26.9%. Round that up, that's 27%. Shots on target, 7 out of 12. So when O'Neill's got it and he's shooting, it's usually in the back of the net.
33.5 seconds left to go in the quarter here on Co-op Field. But a 3 or 4 second differential, shot clock, game clock, so the Wings won't go 6 on 5. Jones has it though. O'Neill out there with Catoni as well. Rezzaterrence on the far side of the floor. Hossack knocked it free for a second. O'Neill has it. 10 on the shot clock. Messenger defense. O'Neill runs around him. That shot got deflected. It looks like it went off Leclerc and out of play. They'll say it went off the Rush defender, though. Philly gets the reset. Damoud's going to go to the bench, and they'll get 6 on 5. But they got 7 seconds to work here with. Rezzaterrence drive, trying to go 5. Well, denied by Chiliano. Messenger's got to look at the empty net. And that one is wide by what looked to be half a foot here in the broadcast booth. Well, the Wings offense dominates in quarter number 3. They lead by 3 as we head to the final frame in Saskatchewan.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Head to NLL.com/tickets and get yourself front row seats to your favorite NLL team. All of the big hits, highlight reel goals, and star-studded matchup. That's NLL.com/tickets. Had a nice conversation with Jake Naso yesterday, who's had a fantastic night, including 1 goal. And we were mentioning earlier all the Duke connections that are on the field. And what he told me about his time at Duke is that it really helped him get ready for the next level. He said they weren't just about developing as a player, developing his maturity, taught him how to be a man, and he was obviously trying to use a bit of his maturity tonight as he walked away from that fight earlier this evening, guys.
Naso, another face-off win. That's number 18 in the contest. Brock Haley has the ball. 1 goal so far for 51 in green. Back-to-back, her second rookie of the week came a week ago. Haley, little spin, let it go. Damoud makes the stop, and he'll squeeze it between his elbow.
Great save there by Nick Damoud. That's a tough angle to stop a shot from, especially with the body in front of him.
Rezaterets off the bench, and Philly will try go in transition here. They got guys like Patton and Dominy who can push the pace and make those type of passes. With the short change, it works well. Rezaterets outside look. John misses the mark. He keeps it from being over and back. There's about 5 to work with, and now he just flips it down into the corner.
Well, another thing with Philly's transition attack, they've done a great job of stranding rush forwards out there over and over again, and nearly every opportunity that they've done that has led to a goal.
Here's Mike Triolo trying to get inside. He'll drive to the net, and he scores. Throw those hats. Mike Triolo has another.
Right as Philly starts pulling away, it's Mike Triolo that says, no way. Triolo now, his 3rd of the game, and he is taking this team on his back. As I mentioned, not a lot of experience with those righties, but Triolo's stepped up in a big way, cuts the lead down to 2. Right there again, that's the 2nd goal he's had that he's gone about 1-on-3 and just found a little space, using his size to find a different angle to put it behind Damoud, and Triolo's got 3.
5th goal in his last 2 games. Naso snaps one up to himself. Triolo had 18 goals last season, including a hat trick in the season finale against Toronto. Here's Zach Mance. Quiet so far as he rips one off the pipe. Zawada with the loose ball, and Walter pushes it down. 3 points for Clark Walter here this evening. Mance finds Zawada. Walter's inside. Try to quick stick it. And the Rush will have to get their offense off the floor. Down by 2. They're 1-0 this year when trailing heading into the 4th quarter. An incredible comeback against Halifax. Wings looking to avoid that and go 3-1 on the year. Domini's behind the net as Rezaterets, defended by Messenger. He'll spin it up top, cross for Jones. Jones now on the roll. Ball goes wide, still rolling around, and it's flipped back for Jake Boudreau. Rush are averaging 11 goals this year. They'll need to go over that if they want to pick up their 4th win. They've only done that once in team history, back in 2017-2018. Brock Haley flips it. Triolo, have a night, big man. He's got 4.
Give it to the hot hand. Last time they were on this turf, it was Zach Mans. This time it's Mike Triolo. He finds a soft spot in that Philly D. Little hesitation move as he goes by Wagner. And a guy with that size who now knows where to put it, well, he's not going to miss many times there. Rush offense does a great job spreading out that Philly D. Triolo, 1 big step after a crafty little push off of Wagner, and he's up to 4 this contest, Cody.
He's been hitting the arm farm, pushing off defenders, and he buries another here this evening.
I would call him Gainzosaurus Rex with the upper body work he's been doing.
Wings will grab a face-off there. That's their 6th possession off the battle at the dot. Leclerc. 4 goals this season for Leclerc. He'll roll up top on the restraining line. Catoni works it down for Jones. Jones wanted a lane. Now he'll flip it out to O'Neill. O'Neill drives on Barnable. Taken to the turf. Chiliano makes the save.
Now, I know if you're Philly, you want to slow it down here because you have the lead. That's the common knowledge, but I think they should keep pushing the transition. Saskatchewan has been a little slow in getting their D-men out. They rose caught again there, but it said Philly slowed it down and allowed them to get the D-core out. And Saskatchewan's been pretty good when they got 5 defenders out there.
Mans finds Zawada. Up top for Walter. Lost it. Down in transition. It's a breakaway. On the back check is Zawada. He might have got a piece of that there.
He did. He got the stick right as he was about to shoot. Great job by the young legs of Josh Zawada.
Tyler Burton was running in from Calgary. Now it's Levi Anderson. Lets it fly from outside. Triolo gives it back to him. Anderson gonna cut through the crease, and he stepped right in with that left foot.
You're starting to see more room for those Saskatchewan Rush lefties. Philly's been shutting them down with the inexperience with the rights, but with Triolo having the game he's having, now you're starting to see a little bit more room for the likes of Anderson, Mans, and Keenan.
I didn't mind that patience there by Mike McCannell. He was trying to draw the defender and see if he can open up room for a forward, but the Rush didn't bite on that one. Here's Reza Terrence. Jones sets the hard pick. It's back to him, and his pass is scooped away by Frank Chiliano.
Great job there by Frankie getting out quick as a Philly Philly attacker was down behind the net.
Jared Smith down for Zach Mans. Rush are down by 1. Little flip. The captain, Keenan, is denied. Haley has the loose ball, and he floats it up for Walter. Mans quiet in this one so far, as has the captain been. Lefty strong here tonight. Clark Walter trying to go 5-hole. Damoud wasn't biting. Loose ball battle. Walter's going up against everyone, and he's got it. Takes a couple cross checks there by Pace, and he spins out of it. Clark Walter going 1-on-6 in the corner.
Coming out with it. What a hustle play by Walter.
Keenan for Triolo. Cross to Mans. Mans scores! Zach Mans lets it fly from Maymont, and we're tied at 11.
Now this all starts, Cody, off of the hustle play by Clark Walter. He's down low 1-on-2, and Clark Walter ain't giving it up. This is a guy who's been scratched the last couple games. He gets it back up top to Anderson. Rush offense then able to stabilize here. Zach Mans then gets the opening, and Mans been quiet tonight. Goes low to high, and it is now a tie game. The Rush on a run of their own after this Philly offense has been so good. It's 14 on the year, back-to-back goals. But again, all of that Clark Walter, Cody.
But that's only Mans' second point of the game. Yeah, tip your hat to Walter. He did the work on that one. That's why he's their 7th forward, and he's one of the best damn 7th forwards in the league, because he is going to go to work no matter what. He's not going to have a bad attitude and sit and pout because he's been scratched for a couple of games. He gets the opportunity, it knocks, and he takes advantage of it.
And right now on the floor is Liam Patton here for the Philadelphia Wings. He's banged up here right by the Saskatchewan restraining line. Training staff out working on his leg. Hopefully just something like a cramp or something. Patton was a little slow coming off a couple times in reverse transition here for Philadelphia, so you're wondering if he's not dealing with something, even if it's just, you know, needing some more electrolytes in him today. He's played hard. He's had a great game.
9:37 left to go in quarter number 4. Rush have 3 in the frame. 2 come out of the stick of Mike Triolo, and the latest from Zach Mans, the pride of Victoria, British Columbia. He had 37 last year. Burton going to battle with Naso. Rookie and a vet, and Burton scoops it up. Jones will work it down, and the Wings offense looks to heat up here. He scored 3 in the 3rd quarter. Jones for Katoni. Back for Reza Terrence. Here's Leclerc. Trying to go back inside, and Chiliano makes the stop. Has to hop on the ball as well, and with 9:05 left to go in the 4th quarter, we are off to a commercial break. Mike Triolo, the 6'8 sniper, has a pair to start quarter 4.
This is your life without Eero.
Oh, come on.
The Wi-Fi's out again.
This is the worst.
Not now.
And this is your life with Eero.
Oh, come on.
Why would you do this to us?
This is the worst.
We can't improve everything in your life, but we can improve your Wi-Fi. It's fast, reliable, and now available outside your home. Eero, the way Wi-Fi should be.
Great battle here at SaskTel Center. Mike Triolo having himself a night. He's got 4 goals, 5 points. But behind the likes of Mitch Jones, 2 goals, 9 points. 3 of those points with one hand, 2 one-handed assists, 1 one-handed goal. Brendan O'Neill, the rookie, showing off his offensive ability. Meanwhile, Brock Haley, speaking of rookies, doing his part tonight. 1 goal and 4 points for the depleted Rush.
Back underway here on Co-op Field in SaskTel Center. It's Cody James and John Fraser, Heather Morrison with you this evening. Zach Mann's up top. He'll pass it with Triolo. Triolo's got 2 this quarter. Flip for Zawada. He'll try and go low to high, and that one's over the net, and Domini's going to run on it. Jared Smith is the back check. Domini has Reza Terrence off the bench, but he decides to pull it out. Caputo swung down for Reza Terrence. Joe Reza Terrence to the middle, denied by Shiliano. Save number 33 on the game for number 92 in green. Now a little cut by O'Neill, flipped it up. He had Jones with plenty of time, and I'm not sure if Hasek got a piece of that or if the pass hit his jersey. Now it's Jones, 15 on the shot clock. Mitch Jones, one hand on his stick. Stripped to the ball by Matt Hasek.
Fans love it. Great defensive work there by Matt Hasek, keeping him to the outside, not allowing him to get off another one of those one-handed passes.
A few more caused turnovers for the league CTO leader. Here's Levi Anderson, rolls off the bench. Shot goes wide, it's bouncing up top. Haley won't be able to get to it before the Philly defenders swarm it.
Okay, watch it here. Brock Haley's going to be caught out. Philly's been able to score on most of these opportunities unless the Rush have been able to get defenders out. So keep an eye here, Cody.
Jones zips it over for Katoni. Has the matchup he wants. Haley got out there and got a couple of whacks in. Good defense by the forward. Barnable now has to slide over. Boudreau's got the loose ball. And now Haley, will see how much he's got left in the tank here. The youngster up for Zach Mans, and he's denied by Damoud.
What a great toe save by Nick Damoud.
Keenan has it now, trying to feed it inside for Haley, but he waited a couple seconds too long. Wings have it, 7 minutes to go here, quarter number 4. Tied at 11. All 3 of the first Rush games they've played this season have been decided by 2 or less. Mitch Jones, one-on-one with Hasek. Jones, ball got deflected, grabbed in the corner, 5 to shoot for Reza Terrence, and he's denied by Shiliano. Rebound pops in the air, it's free game. One hand scooped out. Messenger will try a run before he got it, and it'll be a Wings possession here. Then Garland knocks one away. Couple of turnovers here. It's late in the game. Sometimes those mental mistakes happen, and we are right around the holiday time where games can get sloppy in this league. Mike Triolo, feed for Keenan. The captain, one hand on his stick. Got stopped by Damoud. Mans with the rebound, and he calmly kicks it out for Walter. Mans now 20 on the shot clock. No need to rush anything, but he'll let this one go as Damoud makes the save. Rebound was there. Walter got buried into the crease. Didn't have possession though, so it should be rush ball.
That's exactly what the officiating crew is signaling here, as Walter's just a little shaken up. He's going to run to the bench, and that'll bring on another forward. Looks like they're going to bring on Haley and go righty strong on this, Cody.
Haley's got a goal and 3 assists here this evening for the Rush. Ball hopping away from Mans, but he'll settle it down with Captain Keenan on the near side half wall. Ryan Keenan inside. Triolo let it go, and he fires that off of Zach Mans.
Mans was trying to create some havoc in front of Damoud, and instead takes one right off the rear end.
Bobby Kidd III, quick off the bench, back on defense. Dominic has it. Couple of pump fakes here. Spins back on BK3. Mitch Jones looking for some support. O'Neill and Catoni are the 4th and 5th forwards. Jones now flings this one down. Went off his teammate's helmet. Back for O'Neill. Jared Smith will defend, and BK3 puts a shoulder into him.
Well, Jones was getting ready to shoot and tripped over his own 2 feet there for a minute. That's what caused that shot to go errant and off of somebody's noggin.
Shots are 50-45 in favor of the Rush. They found another gear here in the 4th quarter. Ryan Keenan driving, wants to pass. Walter had it for a second. Was on his wrong side though. Trying to fling one for Triolo. Walter got it. Over to Zach Mans. 3 to shoot. Mans is going to step inside. Twister misses short side. And with 4:38 left to go in quarter number 4, we're level. Stay tuned in. You don't want to miss this one. Down the stretch we go in Saskatoon.
Welcome back. The assist of the game. It's brought to you by Eero, and these were both so pretty. We had to have joint assists of the game, both from Mitch Jones, both one-handed assists, both finding the back of the Rush net. How do you pick between 2 highlight reels like that? We just didn't. That's why we made it a joint assist of the game, brought to you by Eero.
Philly's offense is fun. They're averaging over 16 goals a season. And boy, yeah, if you got a chance to go watch this team at Wells Fargo Arena, I highly suggest doing so. They got a special bunch offensively. Rezaterets, Saskatchewan, O'Neill swings it down for Jones. Less than 5 to go here, quarter number 4. The Rush have 3 in this final frame. Rezaterets up top. Jones won't shoot it. Rezaterets wanted the one-timer. Didn't connect. Now it's O'Neill. Leans into one. That caught Frank Chiliano, maybe in the thigh.
Yeah,
that'll sting a bit.
Yeah, that one looks like it hurt him a bit. Slow to get up, but Frank the Tank back on his feet.
Oh, and the guy's shooting at 110. Those don't feel too good, even if they hit you in a little bit of panic. Rezaterets for O'Neill. Inside, ball got knocked free. Jones has it. Burton getting an offensive shift, just looking to open up some space here for some teammates. Hard pick got set. Chiliano's gonna make the save. Loose ball's on the turf, and Messenger scoops it up. Messenger one-on-one with Dominic. Thought about going it, but the Wings got their D guys out there pretty quick.
Which is good too. Messenger likes to go. Sometimes he goes a little early with the shot. Never a bad selection, but goes a little early at times. Good call, pulling it back.
Ryan Keenan out for Haley. Down low's Triolo. 4 in the game. Haley now, little swim move. Thought about cutting inside, got around Jokum, denied by Dominic. And then Jokum brings it back into the crease, and he throws the outlet pass. BK3 will defend at the restraining line. Ball up top for Jones. 3 minutes to go here. Jones, impressive first half to say the least. He's got 9 points in the game. 7 of those coming in the opening 30 minutes. Now it's Boudreau, causes the turnover. Reardon was down there, and Boudreau knocked it free. And now he stands on, so his offense gets a fresh 30. You might as well run down the clock here. You don't know if you might need it, but at this point, a little bit of a rest doesn't hurt for the offense that's played big minutes. Keenan, cross for Triolo. Triolo now to the middle. Got a high shot off. It's behind the net. Walter comes out of nowhere to scoop it up. Mans goes back to Triolo. Little spin. Trying to fade away. Damoud makes a stop. Ball's on the ground again, and Clark Walter has another loose ball.
Great reaction save there by Nick Damoud. He was almost caught out of position. Flashes the leather.
Keenan for Mans. Mans now flips it back. Keenan has it. Little drive to the net. Far side. Had a tiny bit of room. Ball goes out. Now it's Mans. He'll drive. Twister trying to flick it. Walter got buried from behind. Never had the ball for a second. But he takes a cross check for standing in the slot. And the Wings, less than 2 to go, get to send out their offensive forces.
And to the officials' credit, they've let that play go both ways the last 5 minutes here or so, Cody.
Gattoni out from Brennan O'Neill. The Duke star. First overall pick is Barnable. Got blown up, and that'll give the Rush possession. O'Neill got to a dangerous shooting area. His teammate just wasn't doing him any favors. Knocked over Barnable, and now the Rush will regroup. Zach Mans from the corner. Up top, Haley's got a little bit of room. Haley now trying to cut inside, denied by Damoud. Nick Damoud has been locked in here. And now the Wings have numbers. Dominique stopped by Chiliano.
Back-to-back great saves. Both these tenders in the dying moments, Cody, coming up huge. Damoud twice. Chiliano steps up there.
Now the Rush have to be careful not to force anything here. It's loud inside SaskTel Center. Offense on the floor. Zach Mans, quick shot, short side. Ball got stopped by Damoud. It's in the corner where Connor Sellers grabbed it for a second. Triolo, what a loose ball battle. Here goes Clark Walter to the net, denied by Damoud. Outlet pass goes, and they'll call a timeout as Nick Damoud, absolute robbery on Clark Walter.
That's back-to-back-to-back, just 10 bellers for Nick Damoud. The Rush with a few great looks to go ahead in the dying moments of this one, and instead Nick Damoud comes up to the task. Frank Chiliano had a nice one in there as well. As you see here, again, great effort by Walter and Triolo. Triolo having himself a game. Walter goes low. Had a little bit of room betwixt those pantaloons, Cody. He knows it. He's grabbing the stick thinking he should have had that one. Instead, he hits Damoud, but still Damoud. To get down there in that position, that's a huge play. This game, expect one of these guys to be the hero here in the dying seconds. Mitch Jones, 2 goals, 9 points, 7 apples. Brendan O'Neill, one of the best shooters for a young guy out of Duke. He's got 8 points. Meanwhile, Triolo's been the hero for Saskatchewan. He's got 4 goals. And Cody, by far to me, has been their best forward.
Yeah, I gotta think that maybe Holden Gattoni gets the last shot. He's got 4 goals in this contest. Only taken 6 shots in the game. Joe Rizzaterritz has taken 13 shots on goal, only has 1. That's crossed the goal line, though. But you're right, you got a lot of talent out there. They can sling the biscuit around, and for the Rush defense, you got to be sharp because you're going to need 1 stop and probably a few more, as 2 of the first 3 games Saskatchewan's played this season have gone to overtime.
They just want to set a record for most time played in a season, Cody. I think that's all it is. As in-house, we got another look at they are taking a quick look here. That's why the extended delay after the timeout, to make sure that Walter's shot did not cross the goal line. Of course, all reviews here are handled in the last 2 minutes by our great officiating crew tonight. No goal, obviously, the call here. So we're going to get to see what Philly's got drawn up with 32 seconds left. About a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock here, Cody. So I think Damoud's going to have to stay. So this is just going to be a traditional 5-on-5 look.
Shot clock at 29.
So they're looking here for the
They just reset the shot clock to 29 seconds. There's about a 3.7 differential shot clock and a game clock. Maybe gave him a couple on the shot clock there. But nonetheless, they're not going to go 6-on-5 here. They'll keep Damoud in the net. They'll run it 5-on-5. Now, do they go for 2 shots? Do you try and take one a little bit early and trust your shooters? Or do you play for that last opportunity and run a play with about 8 or 7 seconds left?
I think you trust your shooters here. They've been so good, especially a guy like Gattoni can get a little bit of space here on the Rush D. Get it to him, let him shoot inside.
Brennan O'Neill, 1-on-1 with Mike Messenger. A dozen seconds left to go, quarter number 4. O'Neill taken to the turf, still has it through a bouncer on goal. Messenger is going to be able to run up on it. The Rush will have about 3.7 seconds left here when they reset this clock. And so, again, you go 6-on-5. You've probably got a play drawn up, but realistically, you're going to get one shot, maybe one pass in there.
Well, I think you are going to go your 6-on-5, and to me, you just got to find the one guy. Everybody's going to be covered down low. To me, this is, you're going to take it because Messenger let the shot clock expire. He's going to take it just on his half of the timeline, meaning that he's going to have time for a quick pass, basically pick it up, quick pass and shoot. To me, look at the guy that's got 4 goals and is 6'8" and has a stick above everybody. To me, I'm looking exactly Mike Triolo. Triolo's got to get that stick up, got to get a quick shot. He's going to be covered. You know that. Everybody's going to be covered. But use that size advantage Triolo has, because with his wingspan, he's going to be higher than everybody. Let him get a quick shot on. I think that's your play here, 6-on-5.
You wonder if they throw someone out there just to try set a pick on the defender. Well, it looks like they'll give Triolo the rock to start. So again, is he going to run it up and shoot it? You know, there's 3 seconds left to do something like that. I don't mind. You got guys on the crease like Haley and Walter. You got a quick stick opportunity if that pass gets through. Nonetheless, there's less than 4 seconds to go here in regulation. Triolo with it. He'll run it up here. 2 to shoot, step down, and Damoud makes the save.
Don't hate that either, Cody.
He's got the hot stick.
Right?
He's got 4 goals in the game. What are you going to tell him not to shoot? Well, I don't mind that, but here we go. Overtime for the second time on Co-op Field. 3rd time in 4 games for the Saskatchewan Rush.
I don't know how you have hair left as the team's play-by-play guy home and road there, Cody. I mean, I'd be losing
just a few extra reps. That's what it is. It's early on in the season here. You know, we've been treated to some interesting ones, and now again, who is going to play hero? What a game. NLL just doesn't disappoint, right? You just can't miss watching a Saskatchewan Rush game.
Certainly.
You get a look at some goals as Mike Triolo had 2 in the frame for the Rush. Mans had 1.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Triolo kind of taking over. He's had himself a great game. But this Clark Walter play, this is the one, this reminds me, I was thinking to myself, Cody, that Walter play reminds me of the Naso face-off battle from the last overtime win. Kind of a moment that brought the crowd back into it. Zach Mann scoring. He's been real quiet tonight. That Philly D's been great on taking away the lefties. You knew with both Shanks and Church out tonight that the Philadelphia D was going to take away the lefty attack, right? And part of taking away the entire attack has been the performance of both goaltenders. Nick Damoud bailed his team out in the last 2 minutes, and Frank Chiliano's been just up to the task. Philadelphia is scoring 16 goals a game, more than that. They've got the bodies to do so. Chiliano said no way. Meanwhile, Damoud, with his team on the back foot, has come up with save after save after save. 55 shots for the Saskatchewan Rush. Of course, face-offs. It's been the Jake Naso show. The guys have been wearing them. Guys have been picking up loosies. A few more turnovers. Remember, the Rush had 20 turnovers at half compared to just Philly's 8. So they've caused some more turnovers and cleaned it up a bit. And a big reason too, Cody, and another reason why the Rush have been good, so good in the second half of games, they play everybody. Everybody's out there for a go. You're not going short bench. They've got the ability to just keep rolling guys over the floor. For the record, I've got Triolo and O'Neill.
Naso and Burton on the stripe. One more time in this game. Naso will scoop it back, and the loose ball is grabbed by Garland. Naso picks up his 20th face-off win of the game.
Unreal. 45 in his last 2 games, Cody.
Brock Haley rolls it up top for Zach Mans. 1 goal in the contest. He had an OT winner a couple weeks ago. Triolo over to Mans. Mans a little inside cut. Fade away. Hits the water, and he's stopped by Damoud.
Pure positioning save there by Damoud. I don't think he knew who that was till it hit his right leg guard. What a save.
Brandon O'Neill up top. Has Holden Katoni with him. 4 goals in this game. Looking to be the overtime hero. O'Neill defended by Hossack. 10 on the shot clock. Falls down. Hossack strips some of the ball, caused turnover for the league leader. That's got to be 4 in the game at least.
He's been phenomenal. What a gift the Rush got from this guy coming back. He's fast, he's athletic, he's a CTO machine.
Mans will have the ball here. Righty strong look. Mans out of the corner. Trying to flip it across. Triolo with it. He'll go far side. Save is made. Battle for a loose ball. Davis Allen has it. Triolo's on him, but he'll flip this one back. Mitch Jones up top. Jones has 2 goals, 7 assists so far this evening. Looking for point number 10. Reza Terrence up top. Katoni fires and scores. Ball game number 5 for Holden Katoni, and the Wings are 3-1.
You called it, Cody, in the dying moments of the fourth quarter. Get it to Holden Katoni. He's had himself a game. He's been so dangerous when he's got the opportunity to move inside. That's exactly what happened there. Caught Chiliano going down low. Katoni's got his 5th of the game, and Philly with their first win over Saskatchewan since returning to Philadelphia. You can see here, Cody, just good ball movement again. Maybe caught a step behind there was Holden Garland. He was moving over to the other side. You can see here Katoni, he's trying to get back to cover him. Katoni's got an open angle, and he just beats Frank Chiliano. Katoni with 5, and again, the Rush playing another nail-biter. I know there's no moral victories in this league, Cody, but you just took Philly in their offense to overtime without Church or Shanks on your right side.
Yeah, you don't get any points for an overtime loss, though. I think that, you can credit Katoni for the win, obviously, with the game winner. None of that even has a sniff of happening if not for Nick Damoud. I know people have called him the most valuable player in the dispersal.